Hey, Frog Prince Runner here, and thank you for dropping by. Now, in case I have your attention, thanks to my ambiguous title, please take some time listening to the whole argument before running away as it may not fit in your echo chamber. Let's get some of the facts out of the way first. Number 1, no vaccine is 100% effective. A small percentage of people are not protected after vaccination, and for others, the protection may wane over time. Also, some people are unable to be vaccinated due to certain conditions such as immune suppression. To further elaborating on that, the duration of immunity varies with different diseases and different vaccines. Lifelong immunity is not always provided by either natural infection, i.e. getting the disease, or vaccination. The recommended timing of vaccine doses aims to achieve the best immune protection to cover the period in life when vulnerability to the disease is highest. 2. Natural immunity is not better than vaccine-acquired immunity. In some cases, natural immunity is longer lasting than immunity gained from vaccination. The risk of natural infection, however, outweighs the risk of immunization for every recommended vaccine. For example, while measles infection causes encephalitis, that is, inflammation of the brain, for 1 in 1,000 infected individuals. Overall, measles infection kills 2 of every 1,000 infected individuals. In contrast, the combination MMR, measles, mumps and rubella vaccines results in a severe allergic reaction only once in every million vaccinated individuals, while preventing measles infection. So the benefits of vaccine-acquired immunity extraordinarily outweighs the serious risk of natural infection. And number 3, every vaccine has potential side effects. Typically, they are very mild. Soreness at the injection site for a vaccine delivered via a shot, headaches, and low-grade fevers are examples of common vaccine side effects. Serious side effects are possible, including severe allergic reaction. However, the occurrence of these side effects are extremely rare. As mentioned before, only 1 in every million has a severe allergic reaction. Just to put it in contrast, the risk of dying in a road accident in any year in the UK approaches 1 in 20,000. The lifetime risk is 1 in 240. Please understand and appreciate that these are not made up numbers or stories by Big Pharma. I'm sorry if it goes against what you might have read at your friend's Facebook post. That being said, let's get to our actual regrets. Following article was published in BBC on 17th of July. I have been busy getting to it, but well, better late than never. As in many other hospitals, the number of patients being treated for COVID-19 in Bradford Royal Infirmary is sharply rising. About half of them had chosen not to be vaccinated, says Dr. John Wright, which many now deeply regret. I was offered the vaccine, but I was arrogant, said Faisal Basir, a super fit 54-year-old. I was going to the gym, cycling, walking and running. Given that I was strong and healthy, I didn't think I needed it. That also meant that if it turned out not to be safe, I wouldn't have taken any risk. But the truth was that I couldn't avoid the virus. It still got me. I don't know how or where. Faisal, who was discharged on Wednesday after a week in hospital, receiving oxygen, is keen to warn others not to make his mistake. What I have experienced in hospital, the care and expertise humbles me, he says. People are filling the hospitals by taking chances, and it is wrong. I feel terrible. I feel so bad about it, and I hope by speaking out, it helps others to avoid this. He is one of the 4th wave of COVID patients in Bradford Royal Infirmary. Last month, the number of patients in the hospital with COVID was down to single figures for the first time since last summer. This week, it is heading towards 50 as the Delta variant conquers all before it. This reflects the rising rates in the community, up by a third in the last week to nearly 400 cases per 100,000. As has long been the case, it is young people who are driving this change, with rates in teenagers surpassing 750 per 100,000, and those in their 20s not far behind. Although few of them end up in hospital, our patients are younger now on average than in earlier waves, with more in their 30s and 40s. Some have had 2 vaccines and so have had milder diseases. They're alive on CPAP, non-invasive ventilation with oxygen, when without the vaccine they would probably be dead. Respiratory colleague Dr. Abid Aziz said after an exhausting 6-hour ward round. Others have just had their first dose and so are not fully protected. Worryingly, about half of the patients on the yard today haven't been vaccinated. I have stopped asking them why, as they're clearly embarrassed. Abderrahman Fadil, a 60-year-old science teacher with 2 young children, also has many regrets. He was worried of the vaccines because of the speed at which they were rolled out. He ended up in intensive care for 9 days, the first time he had spent a night in hospital since arriving from Morocco in 1985. "It is so lovely to be alive," he says. "My wife had the vaccine, I didn't. I was reluctant. I was giving myself time. I was thinking that in my life I have lived with viruses, bacteria, and I thought my immune system was good enough. And I would had symptoms of COVID at the start of the pandemic and thought perhaps I'd had it. I thought my immunity system would recognize the virus and I would have defenses. This was the biggest mistake in my life. It nearly cost me my life. I have made many silly decisions in my life, but this was the most dangerous and serious one." Fadil left hospital nearly a month ago, but still isn't well. "I wish I could go to each and every person who refuses to have the vaccine," he says, "and tell them, look, this is a matter of life or death. Do you want to live or die? If you want to live, then go and get the vaccine." Unfortunately, not all of the stories of people who now understands the threat and lives to tell their tales. A devastated mom says her COVID-denying son's heartbreaking final words were, "This is not a hoax," as she vowed to educate other non-believers. Kurt Carpenter, 28, died in May after contracting the deadly bug. He had been hospitalized since March and had no prior health issues before catching the highly contagious virus. His grieving mother, Christy, now wants to use the family's tragedy to win over others who say the disease, which has claimed over 4 million lives worldwide, is not real. The woman from Alabama, US, was also struck down alongside her daughter, Kyla. They recovered, but admit the family were initially concerned about getting the vaccine because of the son's suspicion. She told the Washington Post he was given a reality check after being rushed to hospital earlier this year, and in his final moments told Christie that he accepted he was wrong. He explained his last words were, "This is not a hoax, this is real." If we can help keep people healthier and possibly save lives by encouraging others to take the vaccine, then Kurt's death was not in vain. Stephen Harmon, a member of the Hillsing megachurch, had been a vocal opponent of vaccines, making a series of jokes about not having the vaccine. "Got 99 problems, but a vax ain't one," the 34-year-old tweeted to his 7,000 followers in June. He was treated for pneumonia and COVID-19 in a hospital outside Los Angeles, where he died on Wednesday. Despite his struggle with the virus, Mr. Harmon still said he would reject being jabbed, saying his religious faith would protect him. Just to be clear, I don't revel in joy when these morons die. The atheist in me do want to say, "Where is your God now?" and ask, if you think your faith would protect you, then why are you even in the hospital? It is a mean thing to ask, but Darwin needs to take an effect sooner than later. Of course, all this disinformation and scaremongering doesn't help the cause. I honestly wonder what their end goal truly is. Do they really want to see the world burn? One of these worst offenders is a site called Daily Expose. Just like other a-holes, they have recently published an article blaming vaccines on death. They even had the gall to call it facts. Well, please watch out for my next video where I will expose them for the utter liar they are. Sorry for being so harsh. There are stupid people out there, and it is our responsibility to point them to the right direction. Though at times, it does feel like a lost cause. Well, that's all for this video. My normal spiel at this point would be asking, like and such, but to be honest, there is nothing to enjoy in this troubled time, so I will just skip that. But if you do think it is worth other people to come across this video, then please do so to fit the algorithm. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Wherever you are, have a safe day. Signing off.
We are one.